You ever see that one kid in class trying to show you his music, but when you go to his Instagram and hear his songs, you figure out he's just another clone of a big rapper? But imagine that kid actually blowing up though. That's who Keynola is. Recently, he's been making rounds with his song Party Girl for about a month now, and his claim to fame is he sounds like Juice WRLD. That's it. That's literally his whole thing. I'm not saying he just has a really similar style to him, he literally sounds like him. Look.
I don't need no Molly to be savage. When I'm on that Molly, I feel savage. Swerving off the drugs, causing mayhem. I can't say the demons, goddamn.
I'm pretty sure one day he figured out he sounds a lot like Juice when he raps a certain way, and he just ran with it. I know this because if you listen to his old music from 2020, it sounds way different.
Think I'm stupid? You ain't about to keep me stuck. I'm in the boot, it's getting hotter than a bitch in here. Bitches don't.
So clearly he thought of this and changed his whole style to blow up. He's actually been a Juice WRLD wannabe for quite a while now, and he's been doing this as far back as 2022. But it would take him a few years up until 2025 to actually get more than just a few thousand views. Sometimes you got glazers in the comments of this guy's videos saying it's not his fault he sound like him, but the thing is, it's not a designer situation where his voice actually sounds like that, because if you listen to how him and Juice WRLD sound when they talk, it's not the same.
Money don't equal happiness, but at the same time, being financially stable knocks off some stress in your life. So it damn near kind of add on to happiness, but it don't equal it.
It's good and bad too, but that's for anything. So
Yeah.
that was dangerous though, for real. I made that song in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I think I recorded like 5 songs that night. Then I got out of the bed, I'm like, f*** it, I'll do one more.
And by the way, no, he's not related to Juice at all. His real name is Keelan Cooper. It actually says that on the SoundCloud. I don't know why I have to say this, but this guy is no relation to Jared Higgins. He's just copying him. I'm saying this right now because there are genuinely some people out there that think that he's somehow related to Juice WRLD, like a cousin or a twin brother. But no, that's not true. Every time he posts a TikTok, he's comparing himself to Juice WRLD or calling himself the new Juice and using Juice WRLD hashtags. He tries denying it by saying, I don't want to be Juice WRLD, I want to be myself in interviews, but really, you know for a fact he's playing into it on purpose. Keynola's also copied his flows, his cadence, some of his lines, even down to the song titles. This is not a coincidence. But with the way he just copies Juice WRLD left and right, it's hard to believe how much this guy's blowing up right now. He's getting posted on all the fan pages. He somehow got on stream with Neon, and he also got a video on From the Block. Wait a minute, this guy's going on a whole damn press run from this shit. How? I've actually noticed some that nobody seems to talk about, because it turns out there might be some strings being pulled behind the scenes. Keynola's been talked about quite a bit recently, but what nobody's noticed is the situation with his label. If you look at the bottom of any of his albums on Spotify, you'll see this: Eurovision. Eurovision is a small indie label partner with New World Distribution, another company owned by William Hoops, a record executive who used to work at WorldStar years ago. Will has also worked with 21 Savage, Young Dolph, Soulja Boy, and a couple of Lil Uzi's producers, along with many more. With all these connections in the industry and his managing skills, he definitely knows a thing or two about helping someone get opportunities in the music business. He's also good friends with the Zay Production, who you've probably heard of from directing music videos for Chief Keef and plenty of other Chicago drill rappers back in the day. He's also the CEO of 4 Shooters Only, the platform that owns From the Block. So I'm pretty sure Will got Keynola on From the Block through his connection with Zay. And here's another fun fact. Apparently, Keynola signed a New World Distribution about 3 days before the music video to Party Girl came out. It really looks like Keynola's had some help from the industry. Well, no wonder he has 1 million listeners on Spotify after just a month. It makes a lot more sense now why he's gotten this much attention. Because according to people on Reddit, just last year, he was only at 9K on Spotify, but this whole wave he's got right now all came after that music video. I'm pretty sure when the label discovered this guy, all they saw was $signs, and now they're pushing him out with this whole I sound like Juice WRLD gimmick. Considering the fact Eurovision only has 100 followers on Instagram, they're a pretty small label and they don't really have that much motion, so you can tell they're desperate for money if they're resorting to signing a fucking Juice WRLD clone. They probably got his ass in a 360 right now, and judging by how other clone rappers' careers have ended in the past, Keynola probably don't have a lot of time left. Back in 2018, during that era of Instagram clout chasers popping up left and right who are also trying to be rappers, you had Kid Buu, named after that guy off of Dragon Ball, becoming famous for basically imitating the sound of the most popular rappers at the time. He was ripping off X, Ski Mask, Lil Uzi, and just like Kid Buu off Dragon Ball was stealing people's powers, Kid Buu the rapper was out here stealing everybody's flows. He copied everything down to the way he looks, even going to the trouble of getting face tats and copying X's hairstyle at the time. And this guy would keep clawing at clout time and time again by going deeper down this whole being a clone shtick. During a time when random ass people were coming up out of nowhere for these dumbass stunts, it kind of worked for a little bit.
My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonate in Canada. My model number is 0112568 if anyone wants to see the registration on Clonate.
You heard him right. He was actually out here trying to convince everybody that he was a clone. His song Death to SoundCloud, where he pretends to be XXXTentacion for 2 minutes, got him a genius interview. He even went to the trouble of going live on Instagram with a pre-recorded video he made after watching one YouTube tutorial to try and convince people he had a clone. But as Kid Buu somehow made his way to 300,000 followers on Instagram, the more famous he got, the more secrets that were kept in the dark were starting to come to light. Everything about this man is a fucking lie. On top of the obviously fake clone story that only little kids fell for, he even lied about his own government name in interviews. But it turns out he probably lied about his real name to hide the fact that he's a child beater. Marquez Santiago, which is Kid Buu's real name, got arrested on child abuse charges back in 2009 because he punched his girlfriend, who was underage, in front of their 2-year-old over the fact she was trying to cash a check. And after she said she was calling the cops, he later pulled out a gun and said he'd kill the cops when they came. Eventually, she was able to escape the apartment and call the cops with someone else's phone, and later that day, the police found him and cuffed him. He somehow got off with only 2 years of probation, and this would only come to the surface 9 years later when he became famous. Police records show that he was actually born in 1988, making him 21 when this happened. If you're somehow not convinced this is the same guy, here's a video of him a year later, and also, Kid Buu still has that same tattoo on his neck he had back in 2009. People suddenly realized not only he's not who he says he is, he started cosplaying as a SoundCloud rapper in his 30s, presenting himself as way younger after his original attempt at a rap career failed. But he was also going around using a fake name to cover up his disturbing past. And again, Kid Buu was under even more controversy when accusations from his ex apparently came out against him. And according to her, he even lied about his age to her. Now, after everybody figured out this guy who copied his way to being barely famous was a horrible person, his career went down the drain from there, and almost nobody listens to him anymore. Other than that On the Radar freestyle where he put AI on his voice to make him sound like Drake, he hasn't really been up to much. Just like Kid Buu, Icy Narco was another rapper who came up stealing rappers' entire styles, but Icy was one of the many Lil Pump clones trying to capitalize off the SoundCloud era back when it was popular. He didn't have that much traction originally until he made himself look like Lil Pump and just copied out his song sound. But somehow he managed to build a little buzz, and he got picked up by 10K Projects because they knew they could squeeze money out of him if they could convince him to sign his life away. After this, he got music videos on World Star and was blowing up around the same time as Kid Buu was. He somehow got a No Jumper interview, and he even tried applying to XXL.
Don't come here trying to make a publicity stunt. Make a point. It's about the music. And I got that. I'm gonna leave a legacy. Remember that.
Well, he doesn't really have that much of a legacy. Other than having the same outcome as Kid Buu, he never got that much traction on his newer songs. His album flopped in 2019 and 10K dropped him, but hey, at least Icy Narco didn't beat his underage baby mama. He did a Fashion Nova sponsor like so many other rappers that fell off from that era did, before he disappeared for like 3 years, not posting shit to Instagram until he came back with a couple of fit pics in 2024. And he also posted this back in March. He also hasn't dropped music at all since 2022. And by now, I'm pretty sure he knows nobody's really checking in for him anymore, so he just stays low-key.